You ready for this? I got books! But not just any books, oh gosh. The Tower of Falling books. No. These are the books that changed my life. They don't even get the title favorite books. They're more than favorite books. These books changed my life, and I would be so honored to share them with you and just to sprinkle little seeds for you. If you are in need, if you are hungry for knowledge, if any of this sounds resonant to you, I invite you, take what you will. Cool, so I feel like I have to start here. It's only proper to start with the book that walked me through spiritual awakening. And this is its second book because I do not have the first with me right now. It is the Celestine Prophecy. And this book is both elementary and not. It holds the vision of the new earth that we're moving into, and it gives you the instructions on how to be energetically upright. It's the gateway into the new earth vision, and I so recommend this to you if you feel like you want to explore new earth vision and how to get there. 9 practical insights on how to get there. So, and also I found that these insights are things that you do need to embody along your spiritual journey as you level up. These are basic spiritual understandings that you need to have under your belt, if you will. So, next book that I want to share is very close to my heart. This is Shambhala. See the author there? Shambhala. If you're not familiar, Shambhala is a legendary society that was supposedly in the Himalaya mountains, and it was an enlightened society. And it's much like Legends of Lemuria or Atlantis, except this one feels realer because of the potency of the culture in the East, and that they pass down wisdom just incredibly. And so it's still alive. This wisdom still lives there, and it's pure. It's the closest to pure I've found. This gives the instructional guide. It says Shambhala, the sacred path of the warrior, and it gives the instructional guide of how to be a warrior, a spiritual warrior. And it's really silly to me. What I imagine is that the lessons in here are what Shaolin monks teach their 3 and 4-year-olds, but it was given to us in the West because we need it. We need that foundational just understanding of how to hold yourself upright with dignity, and yeah, I think it's very essential in coming into union with God, is to know what you are and to stop being so messy in all parts of life, and yeah, just boss up. Boss up, warrior up. This is one that I'm currently reading. This is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Joe Dispenza, and this it almost grounds this information down because it's using science to prove this almost connection with the divine and with our role, our technology that we come with, and being able to manifest and pull in the lives that we wish to see. So it's kind of like the foundational guide, I would say, in how to manifest the life that you would like, that you desire. And for me, it's really easy to believe things when I have science to back it, and that just comes from my upbringing, our upbringing, because we are in an age where science was created, that scientific process of do it multiple times, repetition. If it's tried and true every time, it's a law, and creates these foundations that we can place our paradigm, our view of reality on. And so when I have new science, science that is pushing the borders, it's on the edges, which is physics. They are free to do that, to push the limitations and the borders. This has some of the cutting edge in scientific research, and as it involves the human power to affect the world around us, affect the quote-unquote field, by sending out our own electromagnetic frequencies and what that looks like. So it's just said a lot of words, but if this sounds appealing to you, if you're craving this, then this just might be the book for you. I fluffin' love this book, and I love Joe Dispenza. I've like literally watched all of his talks. You'd think I'd get tired of it, but I could listen to him give his speeches and lectures 100 times. This one's a bit different. This is not really a self-help book. This is actually the biography of the story of Alex Supertramp, Into the Wild. You've probably seen the movie, or maybe you read it too, but it's the real life story of a vagabond, and this book encapsulates the vagabond spirit. And if you are in your life and you're needing permission to cut out of the career they told you you're supposed to have, to cut out of the schooling you were supposed to go do, those friends, if you need help to cut yourself out of all of those "you're supposed to do this" statements, this book will give you permission to do that. And also, if you are wanderlusting and just like in a romantic, swoony mood, this might also be the book for you. And be careful though, you might read this and sell all your things, buy a van and start traveling, or maybe you'll find yourself in Bali, This book is known to do that. It will teleport you to a life of freedom. This book will teleport you to a life of freedom. So yes, yeah, I think I'll talk about Women Who Run with the Wolves. I do not have this book with me, and that is because it is a soul toucher, it is a soul quencher, soul speak. That's all I can say about the author. I'm going to butcher her name and put it on the screen. Clarissa is a soul speaker, and what she did with this book, she comes from a Jungian psychology perspective of taking in all of the lore, the legends of all the different cultures from around the world. And what's interesting is that you always find the same archetypes. You always find the same themes, the same storylines. And why is that? Oh, it's because there is a singular common thread in the human experience, beyond the labels of what make us different, beyond nation, race, socioeconomical class, gender, beyond all of it. There's truth. She takes these stories and she delivers them in such a way that it is the wisdom of our grandmothers, of our collective grandmothers, that is for us. So many of us were raised motherless, even though we had mothers. I'm one of them. My mother was one of them. Probably her mother's mother was one of them. And it's hard to know to be allowed to know the feminine essence within you. And so I find her work so exceptionally important because our grandmothers left us wisdom, and they left it through storytelling. For thousands and thousands of years they left us wisdom. It's tried, it's true, and it's for you. It's for you. It's all for you. So Women Who Run with the Wolves, it is technically for women, but men, you're always welcome to explore into your feminine essence in these books too. Yeah, it's an incredible book. I recommend it to all women on the path. All women on the path. So yes, check out Women Who Run with the Wolves and activate your wild woman within. Arriba! Alright, so I guess on the conversation of reclamation of the feminine, I have to talk about Tanishka. I do not have this book either because the books that really ring home around reclaiming the feminine power, the feminine essence, I have to share with my sisters, and so they are in circulation and the wisdom is being shared. So I will put this book on the screen. This was the first book that I read of Tanishka's, and it was an activation and a remembrance of who I truly am as a woman. It is the permission slip for you to feel, for you to be all of those different colors and textures, the array of what it means to be human, the polarity of feeling that woman holds within her. You are allowed to be that, and she does it in such a way that she shows you the history. She shows you where you came from. She shows you where you're going. And I so appreciate this woman and her work in the world, so much so that I bought all of her books. This one, The Inner Goddess Makeover, is actually designed for red tint circles, so it goes through the chakras and the different goddesses that rule the chakras, the different archetypes, if you will. And it's got just a lot of workbooks in here and reflections, and it's really awesome. So her Sacred Union, this is volume 1, which is created Sacred Union Within. Really love this book, and I really appreciate this book as of now because I'm in Soul Union, and this is the second volume of the book, which is Sacred Union, Creating Sacred Union and Partnership. So there it is. And again, I have just really loved this as I've walked into the divine awakening, into love with my partner. So to know God in another is a whole trip. I guess while we're talking about that, I'll lead into this book. This book is Embracing the Beloved, Relationships as a Path of Awakening. It's by Stephen and Andrea Levin. This is it. This book is really, really special to me because this is the book that I had to gain this wisdom before I could come into Soul Union. And these guys, they get it. They get it because we were first told that fairy tales exist, that's all that exists, and that true love exists, but then, joke's on you, we lied. Actually, if you look around in all of your life, there's no true examples or very few true examples of real love for you to model after, for you to understand even what is true love. These individuals showed me that true, long-lasting, forever partnership, love, union, like ecstatic love, it exists. And they share their lessons, they share their wisdom, and something about this, if you are seeking to come into union with your divine lover, your divine king, your divine queen, read this. Read this because it will it almost like manifestation is literally just putting you into a certain emotional state, emotional way of being, and then you pull likeness towards you. This book will help you understand true love, and it will allow you to merge your consciousness with it, what it means, and in return, you will one day wake up to find your beloved with you, and you'll see God reflecting in them always, and that doesn't end. That doesn't end. True love exists. For those of you who needed to hear that, true love exists. This book, this is a transmission. It's by Rasha, transmitted by Rasha, Oneness. I have not finished this book. I've gotten to like page 300, and as you can tell, I have eaten it up. I mean, so many downloads. This information is very cosmic. It's a friend coined the term galactivation. This is a galactivation. It's definitely from the stars, but I mean, it brings through new language. We need new language, especially to understand what we're moving into, because there hasn't been anything to describe it before. And how do you describe the abstract? Because abstract is that which doesn't have form, and 4D, 5D, 6D, 7D, 12D, they don't have form. And so you have to learn to navigate in a new way and within the abstract. So anyways, I find it really, really important to bring in these new understanding. This is new. This is cutting edge, in my opinion. It's like really kind of pushing the boundaries. It's a galactivation. So I don't want to go too much more into it. Just know that I had so many DNA upgrades from this book that I went a little crazy and wrote things. It's just wild, Okay, so this one, trigger warning, but don't go anywhere. This is a trigger that you need to transmute. We all need to transmute it. This is the Yoga of Jesus by Yogananda. This book I am currently reading, and so I might be a little bit biased because I'm in it. I'm in its wisdom, I'm in its magic, but I think that it's better than all the other ones that I showed you. This one is more potent, more powerful. This book is, it's almost like a helping hand that we needed, that the world needed, so we could actually understand what Jesus was, who he was, because there's so much pain here. There's so much pain here. I understand it. I am very much tapped in to the collective pain body, and the collective pain body has burned. They lost their identity, they lost their culture, their family, they lost their God. I mean, it's left millennial scars, to the point where, for myself, I was so triggered by the word Jesus, by the word God even. It's interesting why this force, this counter force, the Maya, if you will, put so much wounding around this book. This is the Bible, which is, it literally holds the highest wisdom I have ever encountered. The highest spiritual wisdom I've ever encountered. The Bible, dude. It's here, it's right here. And it's for myself, I have not been able to open it for 24 years. And now I'm free to, and what I've found is that There's a reason it was hidden from you and I. There's a reason that it was made into this like, don't go there zone. It's because there's high wisdom, magical wisdom, especially when you accompany it with all these other spiritual teachings and findings from other cultures, from other paths to the divine. It's incredible. It's incredible, the actual truth that's in here. I really recommend reading Hebrews alongside of the Yoga of Jesus. I think that if you have a trigger around this, that this is for you. We've come to a place in our spiritual journeys now that I think it's pretty understood and elementary that when something triggers you, you don't turn away. You actually walk towards it, uncover it, and look at it. So, please look, and you will find. Please look, and you will find something true. No disillusionment, truth. Real truth. So there's actually records from way back when in India of somebody coming here that was from the West. He journeyed from the age of 14 and stayed until he was 28, and there's records in monasteries and in these old temples of who they believe was Jesus Christ. And they recognized the consciousness that he was able to literally merge into, because when Krishna came in his avatar form, he also fully merged with source consciousness in the body, and that's where we're all moving towards. And there's not just one Son of God. Jesus came to us, the avatar, the yogi master avatar came to us to show us this new level of humanity, the new level of consciousness. They actually call it the new covenant. There's an old covenant, this old understanding of what God is, old laws, and the new covenant, which is that we all get to be sons and daughters of God. We all get to merge consciousness with God, essence, with God. We get to merge consciousness, and it requires disciplining the body, the mind, meditation, but we can do it, and there's so much wisdom left for us on how to get here. I so again recommend that if you feel the trigger, go towards the trigger. Don't run away. This is like one of the deepest woundings in the collective pain body, and I think it's time that we transmuted it. I think it's really time. I'm kind of tired of it, so yes, the BIBLE. There's one more. This one is very special. I don't have this book. This is Ram Dass Polish the Mirror, and it's incredible. Oh, Ram Dass, rest in peace, you sweet one, rest in peace. If you don't know who Ram Dass is, which it's hard for me to imagine you don't know who this incredible being is, because he's been such a huge part of my journey. But maybe Timothy Leary rings a bell to you. Timothy Leary, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, right? So Ram Dass ends up going off to India, and he meets and is captivated by Maharaji, his guru, and yeah, he shares his stories, and the thing about this book is there's magic in the mundane, and he delivers it. He just tells like these simple little happenings in life that actually had profound impact. And they carry so much weight and are just such a beautiful and gentle transmission of love. And truth and honesty and always coming back into oneness. This book also helped me find my partner, because I had to find God in me, like fully. And this book helped me to do that and to live a life in union, constantly coming into union. More, deeper, always layers, going deeper and deeper and deeper. I think this is as good a time as any to pull out my prop. It's a little hot actually, but mostly just for dramatic effect. Alright guys, that's it. That's all I got for you. Yeah, if any of these resonate, I have left the links below. And yeah, if you found any value here, as always, I ask you from the deepest part of my heart to please leave a like and a comment, because we want other people who may be in need to be able to find the same value that you found here. So yeah, if you would play your role and your part and spreading authenticity, spreading love, that would be awesome. It's just one click away, you know what I'm saying? Just one click. Well, guys, it's really hot in this little sunroom. I am glad that I have this random prop that came from Burning Man. It was found at Burning Man. We're bringing Burning Man energy into this room. To you. Yeah, hopefully we one day meet at Burning Man. Not this year, next year. Okay, I'm rambling, guys. I'm gonna just tune off, and I wish you so much love, so much light, so much peace, deep, profound peace. Goodbye. Oh God.